For a moment they all looked at each other, uncertain, and braced for the uncomfortable collision ahead. But they moved resolutely forward towards the wall. But the collision? Well, it never entirely happened. Greg tried to cover his eyes as he awoke in bright sunshine amongst soft white pillows and cotton sheets, his confused expression stroked by a sun-drenched summer breeze. He was in what appeared to be an attic bedroom, and a huge something was crashing through the window. He leapt from the bed in a swirl of pure light and linen, just in time to see that something turn into the metal head of a huge digger attached to an even larger JCB below. It came through the window, filled the room, and blocked his path to the stairs and his way out. As things began to crumble and explode around him, he was struck in the face by a piece of plasterboard. His cheek resonated with the impact, and as he touched it, his cheek seemed to stretch into a strangely drooping gelatinous pizza dough. He tried to cup it in his hands, hoping it wouldn't dribble onto the floor. Teeth bounced like pebbles onto his bare feet that now merged into increasingly gurgling carpet. He was aware for a moment that his hair was getting stuck in between the worm-scarred floorboards, and then he emerged in the room just below the floor he'd just stood upon. Greg touched his face again. It seemed normal. His feet moved, his hands stretched, and the digger head was smashing relentlessly through what remained of the staircase. He jumped onto the remains, and now he bounded down the rest of the stairs to the ground floor. But even this seemed eerily dreamlike. A box, like an ancient treasure chest, lay in the middle of a dark, dusty room, devoid of proper walls, but somehow something was doing a very good job of making it feel contained and claustrophobic. Dirty webs clung to the dark edges of everything he could see, and disturbing spindly white spiders were everywhere. Their legs seemed exaggerated in his mind. He couldn't remove their lingering, relentless movement. He just wanted to run, but he had to open the box. He had to. "You know you want to," echoed a voice from nowhere. "Go on," bellowed another from nowhere in particular. For some reason, Bolero began to play in the background as he trembled towards the box. Just a quick look, he thought, brushing a piece of floor from his face. The room seemed to, become smaller and smaller. It gathered around him, smothering him with its incessant black. Webs clung to his eyebrows. Dust, mould, spiders, voices slurred next to his mouth, and his fingers fumbled with the lock on the box. "Open! Open!" he shouted. "Open!" His eyes looked up his body from the box. He tried to grasp at them as he shrieked once more at the box. "Open!" Other voices joined him in a terrible symphony. Bolero crashed through every crevice of his body. A digger came out of the darkness to swallow him whole. A cornflake packet beckoned him. A spoon, a carton of milk, and a small blue-striped dish. A delicate drop of saliva hung on Greg's lip as he stood in a cold, dreary cave. The other side of what had been a solid wall. But he was not alone.